What does success really mean if so many of us feel miserable chasing it? I used to think I knew the answer. Success to me was the job title, the steady income, the apartment that had way more space than I needed. I followed the script: college, career, promotions, but still woke up tired, restless, and disconnected from any sense of purpose. And I know I'm not alone. Over half of all workers today say they're burned out. It's a number that keeps climbing. Nearly 80% would turn down a job if it meant giving up flexibility. Numbers like these show a change is happening. Beneath the surface, a rebellion is underway, as more people begin to question if the old definition of success still serves us. We were promised fulfillment if we followed the rules. But what if those rules were written for a world that no longer exists? The pressure to succeed hasn't gone away, but the rewards feel less now. The cost is our time, health, relationships, and our sense of wonder. We become so caught up in just getting through the week that we lose touch with what it really means to live. Positive change in your life doesn't always require you to quit your job or make some dramatic move somewhere. Sometimes it begins by noticing when your current path no longer fits and allowing yourself the time to think if a different way might be possible. Questions like that for me felt impossible to ignore. I began to think maybe I wasn't lost, and I was just starting to wake up. Like so many others, I started out believing in the system, trusting its promises, and expecting that if I worked hard and stayed on the path, I'd be taken care of. I went to school chasing that dream, but reality set in quickly. Student loans piled up. My car broke down almost every week. I worked 2 part-time jobs, but it still wasn't enough to cover daily expenses and my car repairs. I was doing everything I was supposed to, and it still felt like I was drowning. I felt stuck and exhausted, constantly trying to keep up with a life that I couldn't afford to keep doing anymore. So I made a choice. I joined the Navy, searching for some kind of way forward when I felt lost and desperate for change. I became a hospital corpsman and spent the next several years moving all over the country. Groton, Connecticut, Newport, Rhode Island, San Antonio, Texas, Ventura, California. The Navy gave me stability and even a sense of purpose. But somewhere along the journey, I began to contemplate what I was chasing and why I was doing it. The longer I stayed within the system, the more I sensed the truth. Happiness might not be waiting at the end of the climb after all. Maybe happiness existed somewhere in the moment alone, doing what I enjoyed, and in the spaces that existed in between all the effort. That realization hit me when I looked around and looked at the life that I'd built. The one I always thought I wanted, and saw that it still didn't feel like my own. Change rarely feels easy. The hardest steps are the ones we take when everything feels uncertain.